Hey, what's happening? It's Matthew Ashton, AOC2, week 4 for 1312. Yeah, this is my final project for this week. It was definitely a difficult project, definitely had some frustration, but in the end was able to kind of pull it all out and was able to complete it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and just open up the app here on my iPad. Let me see if I can get it. So as of right now, as you see, I do have some uh, data already loaded there for the settings. So yeah, so let's go ahead and as you can see, we can swipe right. It's going to bring up the second view. And then let's go ahead, I'm just going to go ahead and say here, get an A. So that's what it's going to say for the text now. Close the keyboard, set for, just do Saturday. As you can see, got the date set there. I'm going to swipe left. And that closed it. Oh man, cannot get the angle today right here. As you can see, it has changed the event and it changed the date to get an A. And then what I've actually did is when you click save, I actually added an alert view on there saying that save complete. So go ahead and hit OK. And then now what you can do, say you were to close out. Let's just say you're even to get rid of that there. And then open up the app again. As you can see, it does say get an A as saved as the user settings. So yeah, so that's my project. As you can see, everything working there. I did use the singletons, obviously, is what we had to get there, and had that set to the NS user defaults. I think the singleton was definitely something that I could have done better. It took me a while. It definitely took me a few hours to sit there and try and iron out. I actually had to reference a lot of online, different places online, some different tutorials that kind of walk through the process of how to create it. It wasn't necessarily the creating part, it was more of how to use the data that you get back. As you can see over here in my code, it was definitely interesting in terms of when to create the object, when not to create it. So the thing that I ended up working out was having it in the view will appear versus originally I had it in the view did load. And I think once I got that figured out of setting it in the view will appear, then obviously it checks here to see if it's something. Otherwise, that's when the view did load. It makes sure that it loads the NS user defaults first. I was having some problems where I was kind of overriding it for a while, and that it would only show the NS user defaults, or it would only show the singleton. But I was able to get it all figured out. But that was definitely something that I could have done better. I think some things that went pretty well. Obviously, setting up the gestures, everything, that was a breeze. Even setting up just, yeah, some of the other little things that we had to do this week were pretty easy. Even like the NS user defaults was pretty easy, but it was just mainly the singleton is what I really struggled with this week. Let me see here, we can click over and see synthesizing things took a little bit to figure out. Then it was also, yeah, when to call the, as you can see over here, for the swipe gesture, setting everything up in there, and then getting it to go into the singleton that you create. So you set the text and the date info, and then of course the string, and then calling it in the view will appear to say, you know, if it actually exists, that's what you want your event text to show, versus whether or not you want the NS user defaults to show when it originally, as the view did load. So it definitely took a little bit to figure out, but I was able to get it there. So yeah, so that's my project 4. And like I said, everything went pretty well, but it was definitely pretty challenging, but it was something that I enjoyed doing. So yeah, so that's it for AOC2. 1312 was a great class. Again, this is Matthew Ashton, and I'll see you guys next month in a new class.